Yes, that's right. We're back for part 5 of the Pozo training diaries. It's been a long time since the last one, but the reason it's been a long time is we've had a World Cup to do. The PWA were here for the Wind and Waves Festival. It didn't quite go according to plan because we didn't get very much wind and we definitely didn't get any waves. So the event was really well organised. We had live stream TV, everything ready to go. All the boys you'd seen been doing the practice in, and they had all the moves down. But for the competition, we didn't actually get the official competition. We got a super session at the weekend, so we had a ladies result for that and a men's result. And if you actually look at the guys that were in the top threes of both super sessions, you'll probably realise that actually it wasn't far off the normal Pozo expected result. So should we have done the main competition? Would it have made much difference in those conditions? I'll leave you to work that out, but you know, it does seem quite strange that the super session results were very similar to last year's Pozo results. So we've had no wind. Pozo with no wind in July. Does that happen? No, it doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen. So everyone has just been trying to think of things to do. So what's been on the list of things to do? Well, one thing is we've had the live stream all there for the competition. We've had lots of interviews, so we've been doing a load of interviews. Obviously fishing. Everyone loves a bit of fishing. The Polish boys love a bit of fishing. They've been doing a spot of that. Moritz Mauk been out there with a spear gun. He's been picking off a fair few. Bit of drinking, bit of dancing. You know, everyone likes to dance. Everyone's been practicing the Polish warm-up. Check this out. Everyone's getting down to the boom, boom. He started something, old Nicodem, you know what it's going around. You're going to see it at your local beach, the Polish warm-up. I had the Polish boys here earlier saying they have to hide now when they do the warm-up, so they're still doing it. They're just undercover, and I haven't quite caught them, but like I said, it's catching on the main fleet. In the PWA, they're all doing it. Obviously shopping down at Pozo Winds, everyone's been buying stuff because the Diaries are still sponsored by Pozo Winds. But sadly, this will be the last one that Pozo Winds sponsors, I think, for this year, unless they sponsor the Tenerife one. But that spot is still open, so watch this space, see if we can snag another sponsor in to do the Tenerife training diaries. They've never been done before. I don't know if it's possible. We'll have to work out our location and see if we can do it, but that's the goal at the moment, so stay tuned for that. What other things have people been doing? People have been sticking their heads in cardboard cutouts of windsurfers and getting sprayed with water just to simulate a bit of windsurfing. Okay. See what I mean? She'll do anything to go windsurfing. Also, teaching people to chop up. You know, how would you teach someone to chop up? There's no wind. What would you do? Obviously, you grab a broom and you just go for it in the house. So that's been going on. There's been all sorts of stuff going on. Sarah Keita Offringa, she was here for a first wave event. Didn't really get to show her stuff, but she did get to practice her English. Check this out.
What? Ben knows I speak English. He knows that. I don't know what else to say. Say again, have you been practicing your British accent? I've been practicing my British accent. I've only got a bit of a problem because if I speak too long, I start going into a weird Australian accent. And well, there it goes.
Yeah, so as you can see, she doesn't need much practice, does she? She's got a very good English accent. She's actually better than mine. But also, I've discovered this. I haven't got it with me now, but I'm going to show a picture. It's the Polish windsurfing model. If you haven't seen this, I'm not sponsored by these guys. This is just a massive plug for them. So they definitely owe me, because when you see this, you'll be doing it at home. But basically, there's a Polish guy. He sells pretty much model windsurfers. They come on a stand and they're very fixed. And I always looked at them and think they're really cool, really nice print. You know, you get everything on, different sails, different boards. You can sort of buy your preferred matchup. Obviously mine's simmer. I'd imagine most people's would be. But now you can turn this into a working play thing for a windsurfer. Have you ever wanted a windsurfing toy that you can put into position, check out moves, check out rotations? Well, now you can. Check this out. I'm going to explain to you. I'm going to talk over what I did to create this. So you buy it on a stand like it is, you chop the fin off, so you've basically just got a freestanding windsurfer. Then you get a hacksaw or anything you can grab your hands off, maybe some tin snips, and you snip a little bit above the board and the mast, and you just separate the board and the mast. Then you find a bit of electrical wire, just a short piece. You pull the little bit of wire out from the inside. You see where I'm going with this? Then you have this little hollow rubber sort of tube. This is going to be your UJ, and all you do simply is screw that into the bottom thing on the board, and then you grab the sail and just screw it down into the other. So now you have the perfect working toy. It's a windsurfing toy, yes. So now you can get the carpet, you can shape yourself a wave, you can do wave rides, you can do tabletop forwards, you can do everything. This is the ultimate thing. You need to get one. So just get on the website, buy one of those things, chop it up, stick a bit of rubber on, and you've got the perfect little thing to have on your coffee table, or when you've got no wind at home and you're playing and you're trying to figure out all these moves in your head. This is where it's at, trust me. Okay, so that pretty much sums up Christmas gifts and birthday gifts for the next couple of years. The kids will be loving it for sure. So that was pretty much it for the no wind. And then on cue, pretty much next day, competition finishes, next day. What do you mean? I'll show you what I mean. Check this out. This is how windy it got. This dog's chops, look at them moving. Now that's windy. That's when the wind comes back. The dogs start moving. So the dog's chops are everywhere. The wind's back. Everyone's doing the warm-up. So yeah, everyone's warming up, everyone's getting back into it. Most people left for Tenerife, obviously, because they want to get some practice, but there were a few that stayed around. One of them, obviously my girlfriend, I'm glad she stayed around, otherwise I'd be on my own. So she was out there, she was busting out the forwards, getting right back into them, getting a nice style with a rig throw, so she was getting back into her forwards, which was good to see. Obviously, like I said, that's been one of her moves, which is kind of a mind problem, because obviously broke her foot pretty bad last year, so she's got back into her forwards. That was good to see. We've had the young kids. They have really been stepping up. We saw a lot of them in the competition. They did a juniors competition. We had an under 14s, I think, and an under 18, so a few of those guys still around. One name that definitely stood out this week, Arthur Arutkin. This is Alice Arutkin's brother. I saw him going for the doubles, real throwing himself into them. Not quite getting them. I think he has had a few, but the ones I filmed, not quite getting them, but good commitment, and that's what we want to see. Also, we've got Mark Parry, I think you say Parry, I don't know how you say that in Spain, but from Catalonia, from around Barcelona area. I was just filming him the other day. He's obviously a simmer rider. He was staying in the place of us, and he was just busting out the back loops, like did 3 in a row, sort of bing, bing, and I'm like, looking good. So he's been practicing pretty hard. Also, we've got Loic Le Savage, I think it is, from south of France. Now he has been sailing really good. As soon as I got the camera out though, poor little fella, he's going to have a catapult in a minute, because that was the only thing I got of him. He was like blasting along, he was doing back, he's got the camera out, and he just had this savage catapult, like whoop, bang, and I was like, whoa, that looked like it hurt. And then he went in. I didn't see him after that, so I haven't really got any more footage of him, but he was going really well. So it was good to see the kids out there. Also Nicholas, you know, the young Nicholas, we've seen him out there, and he was sailing next to, it was like David and Goliath. He was sailing next to Bart the other day from Holland. Bart's just turned up, and he's a bit of a big drinker, he's a bit of a big lad, and them two, I got a shot of them sailing out together yesterday, and it is like David and Goliath. And I was sort of filming and thinking, who's going to do the move first? It was Bart. It wasn't pretty. He nearly killed someone. He comes off this wave, and I think he saw him at the last minute and had to eject, and I think if he'd have carried on, he probably would have landed on the guy. But Bart's a good sailor. We were in the bar last night, and he was saying, if you get me doing some doubles, there's a lot of drinks, so watch this space. I'm only here for a few more days, but I'm going to try and capture Bart's doubles. So any Dutch boys out there, just get ready to see the big man fly around twice. He can do it. I don't pity the board, that's for sure. Who else is here? Who else is hanging around? Well, Victor's hanging around, Alessio's hanging around. They've been shooting for Andrei Poskovsky's up-and-coming movie, so those boys have been tearing it up. Alessio going really big, getting some nice big back loops, tweet push loops. I saw him come down, it was like 3-3 weather the other day, and he came down so hard, like right on top, and they are sort of the worst back loops you want to do, and I'm like, oh God, he'd probably take it easy now, but he's straight out, another big backy, sort of arch backy, lands, and then Costa right behind him. I sort of just pan back to see if I could get Costa, and I just get him taken off, and I lose him at the top of the screen. He's gone, boom, and I'm like, okay, I'll just wait here because he's going to pop back in a minute. I'm just wait here because he's going to pop back in a minute, and I'm waiting. It felt like ages. 2 seconds he was gone at the top of the screen, does something, and then as he comes back into the shot, doing a forward. So I don't know what he did off the top of the screen. Was it a push loop? Was it another forward? Did he just stall it and get a big gust and stay there? But the guy is insane. So check that out, full speed. Oh shit. So what I mean, he is sailing good at the moment. He goes big. Check out the big stall forwards he was doing as well. He was just going so big, and you can see the wind just buffeting the board. He just holds it up there, mass stall forwards, stall double forwards. Did a couple of all right doubles, like he was still moving as he landed, but I saw him the other day just pull off some of the best planing doubles I have ever seen. I mean, I've only really seen him and Victor pull off planing doubles, but the other ones he was doing the other day, they're not on camera, so you're not going to see them now, but they were going, he hit the water faster than when he took off. It was ridiculous and insane. And if we're going to talk about triples, like I know everyone wants to, they say to you when you learn doubles, get your planing forward sorted, so you tick that. So I imagine to do triples you have to get your planing double sorted. Well, tick that. Costa has his planing double sorted, expect triples, so you better pray for wind in Tenerife next week, because I think we will see a triple if that competition delivers some serious wind. So stay tuned to that. But the guy is sailing sick. He got, I mean, he just back loop, you know, a back loop looks good. His back loop just full arch, not just a head throw, the whole back is just arched back, and he's just laid out, and it just looks, I mean, for want of a better word, sick. Just so much style that boy's got. And he was out there with little Antoine, so Antoine Martin. He's been a big name on the Diaries this year, but he deserves it. He's been sailing really good and just pushing the level. So these boys, it was like a couple of lovebirds. They never really separated any further than 10 meters apart, and they were really pushing each other. So you get little Antoine going for a, you know, the shove it cheese roll, and he was actually getting pretty quick, like a different technique, sort of like a half one, but he was going round and then goes straight into the back in. He landed a couple. I didn't get any on camera, but you'll see the technique on the ones I've filmed. So he was getting close, and then he got really close to one right in front of Costa, and I think Costa was having a mare with him, not getting him at all, and that just clicked something in, I think, Costa's brain, and he just went, right, I'm going to do one. And he did one. Check that out. Oh, there we go. Cheese roll back loop. You see what I mean? It wasn't his best one. We've seen obviously better ones online recently, but he's definitely got it in his bag. So when he gets that little bit of aggression or bit of competitive edge, you know, Costa can just click into gear. But little Antoine, let's give him his due. Back loops on the way in, off the wave. So the boys, both him and Costa, going toe for toe, trying these. Little Antoine makes the first one. Didn't get it on film. I watched it and I'm like, no. So he did get one. I mean, these aren't his best ones I'm showing now, but you can see what he's going for, and he lands back on the wave. Costa had a couple of nice push loops on the way in, but didn't get any backies back on the wave. Got, you know, backside 360 and then an extra spin, so he's still got it going on. But yeah, it was good to see them boys going toe for toe. And guess what's back? The floaty jumps back. Oh yes, it is. When you get wind, the floaty jump comes back, because you just get a wrong takeoff and then they're busting out big floaty jumps. Victor's doing them, I think Costa was doing them, Antoine's doing them on the way in. They were all over the place. So the floaty jump is back, and like I said, the wind's back. We're in Pozo for another well, another couple of days. I think we're going to leave Tuesday. It's Saturday at the moment, so a few days left. I might try and squeeze in another Pozo training diary. Obviously Pozo wins, big up to them for supporting this series of training diaries. So if you do come to Pozo, that is the shop to ring. They can, like I said, they can sort everything out. Go to the website pozowind.com. they've got a webcam there. I've been emailed by a few guys who have come over here. We actually just spoke to one guy from Chicago, Polish guy from Chicago. He's here for 3 weeks to learn how to jump properly, and he got here yesterday. It was 3-3 full crank, and he was like, not really sailed in this before. And that's what Pozo delivers, so that's what we'll be doing. And also, you have to check this out, surfadvisor.com. Do you want to be part of the biggest test team, the biggest windsurfing test team in the world? It's like TripAdvisor for windsurfing equipment, so we want to get a lot of reviews on there. They're doing a good job at SurfAdvisor. So if you've got a board you really like, or maybe you don't like at all and you don't want anyone else to buy it, or you've got, you know, the trusted board you just keep going back to and you love it and you want to tell someone about it, we're trying to put everything together there at surfadvisor.com. So you can go on surfadvisor.com and put in all the details. You can review, I think, harnesses, you can review masts, you can review boards, sails, anything you like. Obviously boards is a favorite one. I've been on there, done a few reviews, so get on there or check it out. The more reviews the better, it'll make it more accurate. So that's your homework until the next training diaries.